and it's recording. Okay. So if you want to start letting people in, you can. Hi, Sonia. I'm Karen Senesac. I'm the principal at Serra School. I will be starting the presentation in 5 minutes at 6:30. And right now you are muted, but we will have a question and answer period after the presentation. So welcome to Serra School. And just so you know, we are recording this presentation. Okay, I have 6:30, so I'm going to get started on the presentation for Junipero Serra Elementary School. And I am the very proud principal of Serra Elementary School. My name is Karen Senasak, and I am going to, and I'm just seeing a few people have joined, so I'm just going to let you know that I am recording this. It's for the district website. And we will unmute people at the end of the presentation, so if you have any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If any of you went to the district presentation, you heard Dr. Rice talk about some of our schools having awards, and I'm very proud to say that Serra School was named a California Distinguished School last year in 2020. So that is one honor that we have for our school. Actually, as you can see, we've gotten the California Distinguished Award twice in 1993 and 2020. Today, I'm mainly going to be talking about kind of the special things that make Serra a special school. All of our schools in Ventura Unified use the same curriculum, language arts, math, social studies, science. We all use the same curriculum. So for tonight's presentation, I really wanted to focus on that at Junipero Serra School, we're very proud to have a well-rounded education that includes all academic areas in addition to science, technology, music, and art. So we are one of the schools that has a transitional kindergarten or TK program. And this is for particular students whose birthday is between September 2nd and December 2nd. And the program is really very tailored to meet the needs of our youngest students. So it's very hands-on. It's lots of hands-on opportunities for learning, but yet they do have standards, and they are learning their letters and their sounds and how to write correctly and pre-reading and pre-math things. So if you have any additional questions on TK, I'd be happy to answer those. That is a separate application, and this year it is being done through School of Choice. So science and technology, you see this year, of course, our students have been learning in distance learning. So this is 2 of our students learning at home, but you'll also see that one of our students is working on a project, and he's been working on that. It's an engineering type science project that he's been working on with his teacher in distance learning, but that same type of project is something that you might see in our classrooms when we are in person as well. And now that we have gone through this process of technology and distance learning, we do have iPads for all of our TK through 1st grade students and Chromebooks for our 2nd through 5th grade students. So when we return to in-person learning, we will be using that technology as well. Here's another little shot of our some of our students working on a hands-on science project. I believe this was we had a presentation from the city on water, and so they were learning some different things about water and water conservation. Music and art at Serra School is also very important. These are just 2 shots of our 2nd grade and our 1st grade doing different performances. And that's many of our grade levels do performance like this. They had speaking and singing and little dance projects. So it's a great opportunity for our students to express themselves and learn something in the process. Here are our students doing different art projects. All of our teachers incorporate a lot of art into their weekly lessons. And at the end of the year, we always have a big art show in the cafeteria where all the students are displaying their favorite pieces of art. Our PTA also supports us by doing celebration of the arts, which is what I think you're seeing on the right-hand side. And that is community members that are providing different art experiences, art and music experiences. And so our PTA pays for every classroom to have 2 of those each year. So it's, again, a really great opportunity for our students to get to express themselves. When we are back in person, we also have a cross-country program that is run by several of our teachers. It is a countywide program, so many schools within the district participate. And for the last 2 years, our varsity girls were the overall winners. So once we can get back, we certainly are excited to get back to running and cross country. A program that we do for our 4th and 5th graders is called the Battle of the Books. And that is a program that several of the schools in Ventura Unified participate in. And what it is it's a list of books that all the students are reading, not all at the same time, but then we meet about every other week. We talk about the books, we talk about the characters and the plot, and then there's a competition, a district-wide competition at the end of the year. And it's just a really fun way for our upper graders to share an interest in reading. We get together at lunchtime. I happen to run the program. The kids have a great time. We learn about new books, read different books, and it's something that's open to all of our 4th and 5th graders. At Sarah School, the Big Buddy, Little Buddy program is really a tradition that has been at Sarah here for a long time. And when we are here in person, the teachers will get together and match up. So you might have a 5th grade class matched up with a 1st grade class, and then about every other week or so they get together and do little things, and we match the students together also. So every 5th grader would have a 1st grade buddy, and then the teachers design different experiences and do little lessons and fun things, and it's just a way to connect all of our students together. And it's just so fun to see them doing that. It's usually on a Friday. And it's just so fun to see them connecting. And when you see the younger ones walking through the hallway and they see their big buddy, they get so excited and can't wait to say, oh, that's my big buddy. And it's, you know, experiences and friendships that last for years. I mean, these students will remember for years who their big buddy or little buddy is. Also at Sarah School, we have a 5th grade leadership program. That is a program that is open to all of our 5th graders. There's a little application process, but again, this is a program that I work with the 5th graders, and then we just look for different things that the 5th graders can do throughout the year to kind of lead our school. They plan spirit days, they go out and talk to classrooms about what the spirit day is coming up. When we're in person and we have the Cheers for Children program, they help with that. They're available to go into classrooms sometimes and do some tutoring. So kind of any little thing that I need around the school, they help with WOW tickets, they get on the intercom, anything that they can do. We come up with new ideas every year, but it's a way for them to be leaders and gain some new skills and have fun at our school. Of course, we appreciate and want all the parent involvement that we can get. So we do have a very active PTA, so we encourage people to join our PTA. We also have many classroom volunteers that volunteer in our classrooms, help the teachers, help the students, plan events. You can see the different things we have in there. We've had a school dance, we've had a sportathon. Our PTA also helps support a PE teacher. And helps with different activities at our school. Really, we could not run our school without our wonderful parent volunteers, and they are very much welcomed here at Sarah School. This is our guidelines for success. This is our school-wide language for what we expect of our students. And so you will see this poster everywhere in every classroom, see it on our website, see it in our cafeteria. And it's something every year that the teachers and myself, we teach the students about what these different traits mean and how they can demonstrate them within their classroom, on the playground. And then all of our awards and all of our incentives are connected to these traits. So the teachers are always looking for people, our cafeteria people, our neonates are always looking for students that are demonstrating these traits, and we're looking for ways to encourage and reward them for showing these traits. And so anytime I'm talking to students, I'm always reiterating and reinforcing these traits at our school. Just for information's sake, because if I don't know exactly who all I have out there, but if we have incoming kindergarten or TK parents, They often ask about childcare. We do have Las Posas Children's Center is on our site. They actually have their own portable, and then they also use one of our rooms. And so it's a great program on site, and they do offer for incoming kindergartners, they offer a place for them to be, as well as first through fifth. I just added an extra grade to us. And that is the end of my presentation for tonight. So we will open it up for any kind of questions that you have. And I have the ability to answer questions till right at 7 o'clock. And then I will have to cut off and redo and do my presentation again. So I think I wanted to also introduce Shannon Raveles. She is our office manager, and she is here tonight too. And Shannon, I just gave everybody the ability to unmute themselves. So if you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Or if you just want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell me what student you have. I know who Mary Platt is, but if you have any, and Erin, you're at our school too, I believe. So.
And my son will be starting kindergarten next year. So
that's awesome.
I decided to come. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So if you have any kindergarten specific questions, be sure and ask.
Okay. I don't think I have anything specific. I was just looking to see if there was any additional information as far as enrollment or anything that we need to know as parents coming in.
Well, for kindergarten registration will be kicked off on March 10th. And it will be all online registration this year. So you're going to want to keep checking the district website. And when we get the information, we'll put it on our website as well. But there will be a process for uploading certain documents, some documents that you can fill out online. But at the bare minimum, we'll need, just like when we enrolled your daughter, 2 proofs of registration, immunization, birth certificate, and then, we'll get you all the forms for the medical and dentist, all those things. So it will be done differently. It will not be a paper packet like you did for your daughter. Okay. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any particular questions or just want to introduce yourself?
Hi, Mrs. Senasak. This is Sonia Spencer and Clayton right behind me.
Hi, Clayton. Hi there.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, what type of paperwork will we need when Clayton starts 2nd grade?
You won't need to do anything. He will just roll right into 2nd grade.
Okay. And probably emergency card, right, at that point?
Yeah, and so all of that is going to be a little different for next year. We are moving to online forms. So maybe I'll let Shannon answer that, because I think it's going to be important that you have access and queue. Is that correct, Shannon?
Yes, that will be important. So if you aren't familiar with Q Parent Connect, you're going to want to make sure that you have your PIN and your password for that. And that is where you would be able to update your contact information, telephone numbers, and if ever you move or have an address change, just contact the office and let us know so that we can get the proper, updates in our system and paperwork in order.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay. Are there any other questions, or if you just want to introduce yourself and tell me who you might be having come to Sarah's school?
I had a question. My name is Emily Glover. My daughter is going to be entering kindergarten next year.
Okay.
I just had two minor questions. One, can you talk about the ratios of, teacher to children for kindergarten?
Sure.
And then my other question was just about diversity. I'm just wondering, I've obviously looked online at, Good Grades or whatever the heck the website is called, where it talks about diversity and all of that. But I'm just kind of wondering from your perspective, how that works at your school and how that's going.
So the current class ratio for kindergarten through third is average class size of 26. That is an average. So depending on how many people register, it's possible it could be slightly smaller than that. It's possible it could be slightly larger than that. And then the district averages for fourth and fifth is 32. Again, could be slightly smaller, could be slightly larger, but that's kind of where it is right now. And that's across the district. So that answers that question. So yes, I mean, this is a diverse school. We have, I'm not going to be able to quote you the exact percentage, but you know, we're a very diverse school, both socioeconomically and racially. We don't have a high percentage of families who, or students who are speaking another language. Our English learner number of students is it about 25, which means they might, most of them are Spanish speaking, but not all. But most of our students are, even if their family is Spanish speaking, I would say the majority of our students are English speaking. And we don't have any kind of dual language program or anything like that. Does that kind of answer your questions, Emily, or did you have more questions than that?
No, I mean, my daughter is biracial, so I, you know,
Mhm.
as her mom, I just, you know, I want to make sure that I'm fostering that, you know, pride in her, and just making sure that the school that she attends is, you know, is doing that as well, and so she's not just getting that at home. So.
Right. No, and you know, as if you saw in the presentation with our guidelines for success, I mean, that is something that we take very seriously, and the respect and the responsibility that is the R in Padres. And that is something that when I do any kind of, I always do a grade level assembly at the beginning of the year. I always talk, I mean, that's just a key word and key concept for me with the students. So that's something that is taken very seriously for students to be respectful of all. So, and that's from myself and every employee here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions? And Emily, I'm just curious, do you live in our attendance area?
Yeah, we just moved down the street about
Oh.
6 months ago, so we're, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. And I don't know if Stephanie or Mary, if you have any other questions.
Hi, this is Stephanie. No specific questions here. Just have my daughter who will likely be attending the school in kindergarten.
Awesome. Exciting. Exciting. Well, we certainly, as Dr. Rice said in the larger presentation, I don't have a crystal ball, but I certainly hope that we will be in person by the fall. So
yeah, great.
Yeah. And currently, like this year, we have 2 kindergarten classes, and so that's what I would anticipate for next year, but it just all depends on how many students register and all of those kinds of things. So this year we have 1 TK class and 2 kindergarten classes. And if you're familiar with our campus, our kindergarten classes are located off of Dudley on the side. I'm pointing like you can see where I'm pointing. That side of the school, and there's the 2 kindergarten classes are on that side. So they enter and come in through that gate. And you know, if you don't have a question that you get answered now, but you come up with a question later, certainly you can call the office, you can talk with me, you can talk with Shannon, you can email us, and all those contact numbers are on our school website. And I'm always more than happy to answer any question that you have about kindergarten. I mean, in the past, I've always done school tours, and we are a little more limited in being able to do that, but we are, I believe, allowed to do tours by a household. So if that's something you just wanted to get on site and just see the campus, that could be arranged.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. I live in the neighborhood, and so I'm only a couple streets away.
Good. Good.
What about, I bounced out of the TK session because I thought it was also inclusive of kindergarten and came here, so I missed the beginning portion, but they had mentioned that the TKK is like a 2-year kindergarten. Does that mean that those kids stay in that class for 2 years?
No.
Because I have a friend who has a daughter in the TK class. I'm wondering what the likelihood of her and my daughter maybe joining in the same class for next year.
Right. No, TKs, they don't stay in the same class for the next year. The TK is a TK class. They finish their year. And because there's only, 7 or 8 TKs throughout the district, some of the students in that class will be our home students, our students that live within the Serra boundary. And some of those TK students really might live in another boundary. So then they may decide to then go to their homeschool, whatever that homeschool would be. So TKs, they finish their TK year and then they are placed in a kindergarten class the next year. So I think that answers your question, right? Stephanie?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
Hi, can you tell me what the teacher to student ratio is in kindergarten?
Sure, it's a district ratio. So currently it is an average of 26 students in a K through 3rd grade classroom. So that is an average. So depending on how many people register, it could mean that there might be slightly less than 26 or it could be slightly more. Not that we're going to let it grow to 35 or something like that, but yeah,
And
in
is
that
there
range.
is there a teacher's aide in kindergarten, or it's just the teacher and the students?
It is just the teacher and the students. And if you saw my presentation, I mean, fingers crossed that we're back to normalcy in the fall. Our kindergarten teachers love to have parent helpers in the classroom. So
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I missed the first part too, because I went to the TKK one.
Sure.
I don't know if, I mean, obviously we don't know if we're going to be in person or not, but if you are,
Yes.
when do like the kids go through the gate, like kinder versus first or second grade? Would they all kind of go in at the same time through the respective gates? And
Okay, so let me talk about the schedule in normal period, normal
right, 'cause
time.
we don't know.
Normal times. So the kindergarten schedule it's an extended kindergarten day program. So it's from 7:55 to, I've already forgotten, 1:20. It's been so long, to 1:20. So they have lunch here and then they go home at 1:20. And so in normal times, we allow our students to come on campus as early as 7:30. And when they come on at 7:30, they go into the cafeteria, they can have breakfast in there. And then at 7:45, the bell rings and then they go to the playground. And then the bell for class starts at 7:55. To be really honest, there are very few kindergartners that go, unless parents really need them to, that go and hang out in the cafeteria at 7:30 because everyone's in there 1st through 5th. It's a little overwhelming for some kindergartners, but so we do have a lot of parents that will just wait outside the gates until 7:45, and then the students will come in through the gates and they know they can go to the kindergarten playground. And then they play on the playground with their friends until the bell rings at 7:55. And then, so there is a kindergarten only playground just for the kindergartners. And at lunchtime, they are at lunch. We have kind of a central quad area behind the office where we have tables for lunch. And so lunchtime is only with kindergarten and 1st grader out there at the same time. So it's not like they're eating with all of everybody. We have a staggered lunchtime. So I just want to introduce Matt Almarez. He just joined our meeting and he is one of the vice president of VUSD School Board. So welcome, Matt. I didn't know if you wanted to talk to our Serra friends.
Thank you so much. I'm just kind of hopping into the different meetings tonight since it's a different format than what we're used to. But exciting to be here. Obviously, JSerra is very dear to my heart and a great school, one of the most sought out in the district. So you're in great hands with Principal Senesak and the great, amazing teaching staff there. And they've done a tremendous job, especially during the last almost a full year now of the pandemic. So you're really in great hands. And I know their lines of communication are always open. So I'm glad to be here tonight. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for popping in. That's something they couldn't have done in another time. They get to pop in and see the different schools. So any other questions? Okay,
I had one more.
sure.
I don't know if it's something that this school district does, but I know other school districts within California do like a kindergarten placement, like evaluation. Is that something you guys do?
Again, in normal times, yes, we normally do. Our kindergarten teachers normally do in the spring a kindergarten assessment. At this moment, I doubt very much we're going to be able to do that. We haven't gotten any direction on that, but given where we are, I kind of doubt that we'll be able to do that. If it gets later in the spring, maybe things will be better. May, June, maybe we'll be able to do that, but normally we do. The teachers would bring each student in and kind of do just a short little assessment and then be able to give the parent, oh, like before they come back, maybe you could work on this and this. So we do have a packet that we normally give parents as to things that we think are important for parents to work on before they come into kindergarten. And so actually Shannon and I were just talking about that. As parents register, we will get that, we'll probably email that packet of information or that kind of welcome to kindergarten, here's what you can work on to parents as they register. So it'll just have to be done a little differently, but we're going to figure out a way to get that to you.
Okay, and that's only used for like you said, just for, your benefit before school starts. It's not used
Right.
placement within 2 different classes or anything like that.
No, we really just use it just so that we kind of have, and not, we don't capture every, not everybody registers right away. So, it gives us a little view of our students who register up through those dates. And we usually used to do at the end of April, beginning of May. But we also have students that register all through the summer and into August. So yeah, it's just used so that the teachers have a little bit of baseline and to give parents a little bit of feedback too about what they could be working on over the next few months to be as prepared as possible. But obviously we have students that come in with a variety of all different skill levels and we meet them where they're at. So
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hi, this is Stephanie. I had one more question actually about
Sure.
the after school program. Will that be covered, the Las Posas one be covered in the after school program session?
Probably, most likely, yes. And also, I believe on our slide, and you could also call the school office, Shannon and I could give you the phone number, but you can also just call Las Posas directly here on site and they can answer your questions as well.
Okay, and that's just after school, not before school?
In normal times, they did have before school. I can't remember if they used to open at 6:30 or 7. They aren't doing that every day right now, but in normal times they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have about 2 minutes before I will be starting my presentation again. So, but if you're certainly welcome to stay if you saw it the first time, but if you don't want to stay again, you don't have to. But again, if you have questions, I'll be doing questions again at about 7:15.
Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
bye, Erin. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, Amy. I'm Karen Senesac. I'm the principal at Serra School. So welcome to our presentation tonight. I just want to let you know I am recording this because the district is going to put them up on the district website. And so I will be starting our presentation in about 1 minute, and then I will be available for any questions you have after that. Welcome, Madison and Jennifer, for just joining us. I'm Karen Senesac. I'm the principal at Serra School. And in just a minute or so, I will be starting our presentation. And I did want to let you know that I'm recording the presentation for the district. And then when I finish the presentation, I certainly am here for any questions you have. Let me get to the beginning of my slideshow. Just a second, let me get to the beginning. Technical difficulty, it's not letting me go back to the beginning. There we go. Okay, so again, welcome to Junipero Serra Elementary School's presentation. I'm Karen Senesac, the principal of the school, and very happy to be here and proud to be our principal. And with me tonight is Shannon Raveles, our office manager. So at the conclusion of the presentation, I will, of course, be able to answer any questions. So if you went to the district-wide presentation, you heard Dr. Rice talk about awards for different schools. And I'm very proud to say that our school was awarded the Distinguished School Award last year in 2020, and we had previously received it in 1993. My focus tonight on our presentation is really to talk about the things that I think make Serra special and unique. All of our Ventura Unified Schools have the same curriculum: language arts, math, social studies, science. But I'm going to be focusing today on the other things that we think make for a well-rounded education here at Serra School. Serra School is one of the schools in the district, one of 7 or 8, that have the transitional kindergarten or TK program. That is a specific program for students who turn 5 between September 2nd and December 2nd. This year, the TK application process is through the School of Choice process. And the TK program is unique in that it really is designed to be a very hands-on program where they're learning pre-reading, pre-writing, and pre-math skills. So it's a very activity-based program. It is a half-day program. One of the things that our school prides itself on is integrating science and technology into everything we do. So these picture on the left shows a couple of our students who this year are learning at home, distance learning with their Chromebook and their iPad. And on the picture on the right, that is also one of our students who is working on a science engineering project with his teacher. He is doing it distance learning, but that is the type of project that you would also see being done when we are in class. So we try to make science and all of our instruction as hands-on as we can. Something that did come out of distance learning is that now the district has iPads for all of our TK through 1st grade students and Chromebooks for all of our 2nd through 5th grade students. So as we transition back to in-person learning, those students will still be able to use those for their instruction at home and here at school. So here's another picture of our students. I believe this one, they were doing an experiment, and I believe it was a presentation from the city where they were learning some things about water and water conservation. Here at Serra School, we also believe that music and art are a very important part of our program and having well-rounded students and students that feel connected to school. So this just happens to be our 1st graders and 2nd graders. They were each worked with their teachers on a performance where they were singing and speaking and some dancing, and just an opportunity for our students to get up on a stage and express themselves and have that opportunity to be in front of an audience and be able to have that experience. Here's art is in all of our classrooms. Our teachers do a lot of art throughout the school year. We always have a big art show at the end of the year where all the students get to pick the art projects that they want displayed. It's a very popular family event for our families to come to. Our PTA also supports our art by, there's a program through the city called Celebration of the Arts, and our PTA always provides 2 classroom experiences for each classroom. So then we have community members, art or music, come in and do presentations with our students. Athletics has also been a part of Serra School. In the district and across the county, there is an elementary cross-country program. And so we have several teachers who in the fall practice with our students and running with them several times a week. And then there's meets on Fridays. And for 2 years, our girls place first. And so we are looking forward to getting back to regular school so that we can have our students have that opportunity to have that experience of running in cross country. Battle of the Books is a program that I do with our 4th and 5th graders. It is a program that about 6 or 7 other schools, elementary schools in the district participate in. And throughout the school year, I meet with the students. We're reading a specific list of about 30 books, and the students read as many books as they can. And then we meet every other week and we talk about the different books, do little book talks, play games, try and learn as much as we can about the books, help each other. And then in the spring, we have a competition with the other elementary schools. And it's just a fun way for students who like to read to participate in an extracurricular activity. This is Big Buddy, Little Buddy program at Serra School is a program that has been around for many years at Serra. And what we do is at the beginning of the year, the teachers get together and partner up with perhaps a 5th grade class with a 1st grade class. And then throughout the year, they also match a 5th grader with a 1st grader in those 2 classrooms. And then about every other week, they will do some kind of activity with their Big Buddy, Little Buddy. It's just a really great program to promote communication and acceptance between the different grade levels. And it's really exciting. It's always fun to see them working together, doing things with each other, walk through the halls. The little ones get so excited when they see their big buddy. And it's something they always remember. They'll always remember who their 5th grade big buddy was. And so that's something that's very much a part of our Serra tradition. I also have a 5th grade leadership group, and this is a group where any 5th graders that want to apply and be part of leadership can. And again, we meet about once a month and we do things from planning the Spirit Days, advertising the Spirit Days, going into classrooms. They help with other projects. They help with rewarding students with our WOW tickets Monday mornings. They help at awards assemblies. Any little thing that I can think of our 5th graders to learn some leadership skills and get a chance to be a leader and get a chance to help our school. That's what we do in 5th grade leadership. And then parent involvement is another huge part of Serra School. We have an active PTA that plans lots of events for our school. I would say almost monthly events, from a school dance to a movie night to art show. So our PTA is planning lots of events in addition to classroom volunteers are definitely welcomed and encouraged here at Serra School. So when we are back to in-person learning, we look forward to having our parent volunteers back in the classroom. And this is what we call our guidelines for our success. This is the character traits that we are looking for in our students. And not only are we looking for them, we teach them what all of these words mean and how they can demonstrate them. These are posters that are in every classroom, in the office, in the cafeteria, and all of our incentives, our WOW tickets, our awards assemblies, all are built around these character traits. And so at the beginning of the school year, teachers and myself, we're all teaching the students that this is what we expect. And so in all of their behavior in the classroom and on the playground, this is what we're expecting of our students. And so we are always referring to these traits and how each student can best be a positive member of our school. Since I assume that probably some of you are incoming kindergarten or TK parents, just wanted to mention that we do have Las Posas Children's Center daycare site here on our site. They have their own building on the side of campus near Dudley, off of Dudley, and then they also have another building. And so they are here after school to take care of our children. They do a great job. And so if you want more information on that, the phone number is there. That's directly to our site, or you can also visit their website. And that's kind of the conclusion of my presentation for tonight. Just welcome you to Serra School, and I will open it up, stop sharing. And if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions about anything about our school, enrollment, registration, any of those things.
Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I have currently 4th grade twins, and we are relocating from the Bay Area, or we've relocated from the Bay Area, and you guys are, Serra School is our local school. So how many 5th grade classes do you have? Like, how many separate classrooms do you have? What's the size of the school? And then, you know, I don't know if this would be an offline question, but we're considering what it might look like to enroll them now. I mean, the truth is they're still in their Bay Area school here.
Okay.
Because nobody's in school anywhere, right? So,
right.
So I'm not sure what would be best in terms of transition.
Okay, so I can answer all those things. So I'll first start with, in normal times, when we're back to normal, there's a class average for the district of 32 in the upper grade. So class sizes could be a little smaller than that, could be a little larger than that. Really just depends on how many registered and how they all fit into the classrooms. Last year we had 3 5th grade classrooms, and our 5th grade teachers do work together and they departmentalize. So one will be teaching the science, one teaches language arts, and one the math, and the students travel to, it's a transition to get them ready for middle school, but they have a homeroom teacher, and then they do move and rotate to the different classrooms. So they get used to how to adapt to a different teacher. So that is something we do in 5th grade. As far as how things are going right now, we do have students in two hybrid classes. We have a 5th grade hybrid class. We have a 4-5 hybrid class. Oh, but your kids are 4th grade right now. Sorry. So we have a 4th grade, a straight 4th grade hybrid class, a 4-5 hybrid class, and 1 distance learning hybrid or distance learning class. So the plan for Ventura Unified is to come back to hybrid. We did do 2 weeks of hybrid in December. And then we're planning to come back February 1st. And what hybrid looks like for us is students are either on an A cohort or a B cohort, and they are coming either Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, Friday. And they're coming for about 3.5 hours, 2 days a week.
Okay.
So if you wanted to transition them from their school in the Bay Area to Serra School now, we certainly could do that, and Shannon could help you with that registration and getting them signed up. Okay. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm fairly certain that we have room in the hybrid. Obviously, hybrid is restricted on numbers because of 6-foot distancing and all of those things. But yeah, I think that's kind of the general overview. And then if you had further questions, Shannon and I can help you with that.
Okay, yeah. Now my biggest concern, truthfully, is transitioning them in 5th grade when they've been at a school for the day.
Right. So, you know, in some ways, I think it might be nice for them to start here at some point in Serra, either in the distance learning or the hybrid. They would start to learn some of their classmates.
Okay. And so there is a big enough group that once school resumes in earnest in some way, theoretically at some point, they'll be able to be in different sort of cohorts so that they're not together all the time.
Yeah, you mean for next year when they're in 5th grade?
Yeah, yes.
They would be, you prefer to have them in
Yeah.
separate classes is what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Yes, I anticipate, I can't guess anything, but I anticipate that we would have at least 2 5th grade classrooms, if
Great.
not 3.
Okay, wonderful.
How many kids go to school
Oh,
right now?
how many kids are enrolled in the school? Well, I guess you don't know because it's
Currently we have what, we're at like 440, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
And last year we were at about 500. So, you know, things are different because of what's going on. But yeah, I would say we're a fairly big school, not the biggest school in the district, but one of the bigger ones.
okay. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope we get to see them soon. So any other questions from Amy, Madison, or Paula? Or if you just want to unmute and let me know what grade level you're looking at, if you're kindergarten or live in our area or have any questions about the kindergarten program.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Yeah, I have my daughter is going to be in kindergarten next year. So
Okay.
what should we expect?
Well, I wish I had a crystal ball to know whether we would be in person next year, but I don't know that for certain. But I can tell you what the general kindergarten, what our normal kindergarten schedule looks like. Our kindergarten is an extended day program. So that means it goes from 7:55 to 1:20. So our kindergartners are on campus for lunch. And that is the schedule from Monday through Thursday. Friday is a short day for all of our students. So our kindergartners on Friday go home at 11:30 and our upper graders go home at 11:40. And so our kindergartners do have their own playground. So when they get to school, they go to the kindergarten playground. They do eat lunch here at school. They can bring their lunch or they can go through the cafeteria and get cafeteria lunch. And the kindergartens do eat at the same time as first grade, but we have a staggered lunch. So it's just kindergarten and first graders out there at that time for lunch. And then, yeah, they leave at 1:20. The rest of the school day goes till 2:30 or 2:40.
Okay, and one more question.
Sure.
If my daughter has speech therapy needs, when would that happen?
It would happen during her school day.
Okay.
Does she currently have an IEP?
It's private, but yes.
Okay, so that would be something that we would have to talk about, and she'd have to be assessed for services here within the school district.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Good evening, ladies. I got one question.
Sure.
I've got a child at Sarah, currently there on an inter-district transfer.
Okay.
And I've got a kindergartner coming in for the 2021 year. And I'm semi-familiar with the inter-district transfer because I did it with my second grader. But when I did it, she was already enrolled there. So I was just wondering what the difference is with the new student coming in, a kindergartner. So I've already submitted the inter-district transfer to the Oxnard Elementary School District.
Okay.
It has not been approved, but I'm assuming it is because one of their, I guess, if there's a sibling already there, they automatically approve it.
Yeah.
So I just want to know what to do after I get that approval. What's the next step?
Right. So once it's approved by Oxnard, it'll be sent over to Ventura, to our student support services. And it sometimes does take a little bit of time for our student support services to approve those interdistricts, although I know they are working on making that a little faster process. So once you know that it's been approved by Oxnard, I would give it a little bit of time and a few weeks, and then I would contact somebody within student support services to in our district. And if you want to call the school office, we can give you that number. just to kind of check in and see when they're going to start approving interdistricts, because that is definitely a something that's important from our school perspective and the district perspective to keep families together. So if we already have your student, it should be a pretty easy process to get your new kindergartner hooked into Sarah as well. But I would say that I think it's worth a phone call sometimes once you know it's been approved. Give it a few weeks, and then if you haven't heard anything, I'd give it a call. And if you're not, if it goes a month or so and you're not having any luck getting an answer, be sure to reach out to either Shannon or I, and we'd be happy to help you find out where it is in the process.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Good
You're
evening.
welcome.
Hi, I actually have a question.
Sure.
So I have hopefully going to be getting in through school of choice, and I'll have a TK.
Okay.
I saw that you guys have like the 2 different times for TK. How
Yes.
does it work picking or choosing, or which one you get?
I believe on the school of choice application, and Shannon can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you have a way to preference which one you want, the AM or the PM. And then it's really up through, because it's now part of the school of choice, it's going to be a lottery. So I believe it'll be kind of to that process, a lottery process as to whether you get the AM or the PM.
Okay, thank you. And then I have one other question.
Sure.
I thought I saw online that you guys were hoping to maybe do like a parents' night or a tour of something in the future. Is that going to happen, or is that being pushed back still?
It's being pushed back because my original thought was to do what I normally do, which is to do a tour with multiple families, and then we've kind of been told no. So, but there was a caveat that if I want to do a tour with just a household, which I often do. So if you would like that, feel free to either email me or call the school office, and I would be happy to show you around the school. It would have to be when there are no students here. I couldn't do that, but at least I could show you around the school and just give you a quick little tour, and I'd be more than happy to do that.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Amy and Madison, are you both aware of the registration process for kindergarten?
I believe so. I think so.
Okay,
Is
I'll let
Amy
Shannon.
Is Amy the only one in this group with us now? Hi, Amy.
Hi, buddy.
Our kids
Yeah.
are cousins.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, how
Yes,
funny.
so-
Oh, well, and Jennifer's here. She has 4th grade twins that she might bring here next year. So, yeah. Shannon, do you want to just talk a little bit about kindergarten registration? Because it is going to be new, because it's going to be all online. So I'll let Shannon talk about that.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So the district is moving to a online pre-enrollment process for kindergarten registration. And so you'll want to stay in tune to the district website as they are updating and going to roll out information about that process and what that entails. But basically, you just need to be sure that you have your required documents in order, which would be your child's birth certificate, immunization records, and 2 proofs of residency. That could be a mortgage statement, utility bill. And so there's more to come, more instruction that's going to be coming down the pike about online registration, what that looks like. So feel free to call the office after March 10th. We might know some more information then, but March 10th is the kickoff to kinder registration. So just call the office anytime. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And if you need assistance online doing the enrollment, we're happy to help here in the office with that as well. So
just so I can confirm, if we do the school of choice and we get chosen, so then we then register with you guys on the 10th, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
You should hear, I know in Dr. Rice's presentation, he said during the month of March, but they obviously worked very hard to get all those school of choice decisions made before the March 10th kickoff to kindergarten registration, because obviously you have to know kind of where you're going before you can register, right? So
I think you can probably end up after March 10th, you should be able to do the online pre-enrollment, from home online. You don't necessarily have to go to the school of choice school to do the process. You can actually just do the online pre-enrollment. And then once the schools have been notified and we have our lists of students that are coming to us via school of choice, we will know to pull those students into our enrollment process. So I don't think you have to actually go to the school of choice to do the registration, because a lot of the documents can be uploaded, and so the sites can just, wherever you get placed, can just pull out those documents and finalize your registration. So, but yes, you would, once the school knows that you're going their way, you've been placed there, then they would be the school that you would be finalizing all your registration with.
Thank you.
Amy, the same thing with interdistrict. So once the interdistrict is approved, then after March 10th, then we can start the registration process.
I actually live a couple streets away, so I'm a
Oh, it was
boundary
somebody else
person.
that was,
Yeah.
sorry. It was Paula who was interdistrict, sorry. Okay. Paula left. Okay. Any other questions about any of our programs or the school?
And in this is Jennifer again, I guess there's only
Yes.
a couple of us, few of us. So
Yes.
in terms of reaching out to you, we can do that this coming week and
Sure.
maybe
Absolutely.
sort of explore further and figure that out.
Absolutely. Feel free to give the office a call. It's
Okay.
805-672-2717. And I'm extension 1012 and Shannon is extension 1010, and we'd be happy to get you started if that's what you would like to do.
Okay.
And then I can definitely talk to you more specifics about, what program you want and where we have room and how that's going to work.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thank you
that'd
so
be great.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Because we're never opening in the Bay Area.
Oh, you don't think so? Are they not even open in hybrid?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
So.
No. Well, it was really great to have the kids back for 2 weeks. It really was. They were so excited. They all did a great job, and we did all kinds of prep work with videos and meetings and, teaching the students what was going to look like when they got here. And really, they just did a great job. Parents did a great job as we had entrances, 3 different entrances and drop-offs and very specific times, and everything went really smoothly. I think better than we even anticipated. So
well, kids know a lot now. I mean, my kids can talk about social distancing and masking and sanitizing and they're very aware in ways that I don't think I was ever aware until last year. So
right. None of us were. But yeah, the kids, they were very excited to be here. And the kids in distance learning are doing a great job too, but everybody's different and it works. Every student needs something different as to whether they are going to thrive in the distance learning or they need a little bit of in-person. So
what is your distance learning structure, if I can ask?
Sure. So right now, the students have 2 hours of live instruction 4 days a week. Okay. So, and that's for 4th graders. So they would have an hour of like language arts, a break, and then an hour of math. And then that would all be in the morning. And then in the afternoon, the teachers hold different small groups. So if they want to hold a small group reading group, or they want to work with a group of students who need extra help in math, and many of them have office hours and have times when the students can pop in and ask questions for homework or whatever. And we're using the Canvas platform. And so that's how they're uploading and submitting all of their work.
You don't do social studies or science?
So social studies and science, they fit in other areas. Some of that is done more asynchronously, but we're trying to make sure that we get the language arts and math in direct instruction through Zoom. And then our Wednesdays are an SEL day, social emotional learning. So they just have a half-hour to 45-minute lesson. It could be could be doing an art project together. They might be having a specific lesson in something related to empathy or kindness or anything like that. And then primarily on Wednesday, then the students have the rest of the day to make sure that they're getting all of their Canvas assignments done.
Okay.
Our students also have workbooks for math and language arts. So it's not all online. The teachers are assigning paper things as well. It just might be that they might submit it by taking a picture or something like that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, no, our kids are using Google Classrooms right now. But...
Okay. Yeah, we're some of the high schools and middle schools are using Google Classroom, but in elementary, we're 100% doing Canvas.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So I am here for any other questions you have. I am keeping the question and answer open till 8 o'clock. So feel free to hang out if you have more questions, or I can talk about any kind of normalcy of school that you want to.
We're going to go, but thank you
Okay.
so much for your time. And we will be in touch sooner than later, I'm sure.
Okay, that sounds great. Awesome. Nice to meet you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Bye.
I'm going to take off too. Thank you so much for answering all the questions.
You're so welcome. We look forward to seeing you. Okay, thank you, Amy.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, I am going to stop recording.